A new list of most affordable neighborhoods is out, and with nearly 1 million more people expected to move into the region in the next decade, see which Columbus areas top the list. Plus, paving a pathway for Ohio's future workforce. Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel is touring the state, pairing job seekers with employers.
And, we're always looking for creative ways to help our young people get exposed to all the opportunity there is.
Also ahead, it is the 50th anniversary of the Memorial Tournament. Hear why this golf tournament became a key part of Dublin's boomtown.
And the expectations are high, but the experience is great for those that come.
And an exciting new chapter is coming to the world's largest collection of comics and cartoon art. The best part of this is right here in Central Ohio. We are certainly booming. We all see it and we all can feel it. So here's what we uncovered this week in Boomtown. A big blow this week to data center construction in Ohio. Governor Mike DeWine wants the state's tax credit authority to pause tax breaks for new projects. Now, DeWine stresses this is not a ban, but the pause is in effect June 1st as lawmakers look at the growth of data centers in Ohio. As you can imagine, the move is getting some pushback from the Ohio Chamber of Commerce.
It's thousands of jobs. It's thousands of millions and millions of dollars of tax revenues to Ohio. And these are big investments. And once they decide to go somewhere else, they're not coming back.
Certainly a new development in the data center debate for Central Ohio and something we will continue to follow. Thanks so much for joining us for This Week in Boomtown. I'm Angela Ann. Let's go to some headlines right now. DSW expanding its footprint. The popular shoe warehouse this week opened a new store in Pickerington, and this marks its fourth location for Central Ohio, but the chain has 510 stores nationwide. Keeping downtown workers downtown, AEP Ohio this week confirmed it is renovating its headquarters. The company says it wants to make sure the workplace meets the evolving needs of workers who all returned to office last year. The building has been part of the downtown Columbus skyline since 1983. So construction is expected to start this summer with the lobby area. However, AEP says it is still assessing the best location for its headquarters. The utility giant expects significant growth with the increase in need for energy. Well, if you are looking to move to another part of town, Nextdoor just came out with a list of most affordable neighborhoods. The social platform says what makes this list different is that these rankings are based on a composite of third-party economic data and also the number of people who utilize the Nextdoor platform to engage with neighbors. Well, the affordability score looks at everything from market rents to home values and the cost of living. So here are the top 5 most affordable neighborhoods in Columbus. West Broad topping the list, and that includes neighborhoods like Westgate, Valley View, and Lincoln Village. The South End coming in second, from German Village to Marion Village and South Central Commons as those neighborhoods there. Rounding out the top 5, you can see the neighborhoods of Broadlawn, Southeast Hilltop, and Eastland West. A massive hands-on STEM experience is making the rounds just before school lets out, and is potentially planting a seed for our future workforce to meet the growing demand. COSI and Ohio Life Sciences teamed up with Boeing's The Hive Roadshow. You can hear the kids are excited. This travels the country, giving kids a front row seat to career pathways. About 150 West Columbus students at Wedgwood Middle School got this chance to see where they might one day fit into the state's biotech and healthcare sectors.
Think about kids and what they aspire to. They want to be an athlete, they want to be an entertainer, and that's okay. We love athletics and entertainment, but that's because that's what they're saturated with in TV and on social media. But if they can get that similar saturation with scientists, engineers, environmentalists, roboticists, and understand that those are possibilities.
Sounds exciting. Thanks, Dr. B. Organizers say introducing these fields early makes a massive real-world impact. Now, Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel also wants to make sure people all around the state are getting connected to the right jobs. It's part of the state's Work Ohio program.
The workforce is so new and different. It's not the way it was 50 years ago. and just exposing these young people to this, and knowing that so many of them go right out in, to the workforce. Some of them are earning while they're here.
So this week, Lieutenant Governor Tressel visited the Past Foundation Innovation Lab, that's in Columbus, and job seekers can request one-on-one support from a local job expert, but they can also explore in-demand careers, training programs, and many other opportunities close to home.
15 years ago, we were like the 35th ranked state in enticing people to start business here or expand. And now we're the 5th leading state. And what's the biggest challenge we have is getting that talented workforce, getting that creative minds, the innovation, because things will continually change. And to get the young people here at an early age, not afraid of thinking, not afraid of math, not afraid of working together collaboratively as a team. This is the kind of education that can help us take advantage of the great opportunity that's come to Ohio.
Well, we all know this. The Memorial Tournament has become synonymous with the city of Dublin. Really a chance to showcase the world's best golfers competing on one of the most challenging venues in the world. This was started back in 1976 by none other than Jack Nicklaus, right there at the Muirfield Village Golf Club in Dublin, famously now known as the course that Jack built. As the memorial celebrates its 50th anniversary this year, the city of Dublin is also celebrating a boom that brought fame, fortune, and a bright future. Everything from new businesses to neighborhoods of families moving in to major corporations choosing Dublin as their new headquarters. Here's how city leaders talked about the memorial's boomtown impact just 1 year ago.
The Memorial Tournament not only has a short-term impact for the 7 days that we are celebrating here in Dublin, Ohio, but really for the other 51 weeks in preparation for the next year's tournament that gets bigger and better every single year. The Memorial Tournament definitely puts Dublin on an international stage. What better way to have a Hall of Fame broadcaster like Jim Nantz say, welcome to beautiful Dublin, Ohio, home of the Memorial, and putting a global city of choice literally on a global stage and showcasing all the great things that this community has to offer. Certainly our business community has many, many things to be proud of as they showcase their employees, their wares, their hospitality. The Dublin way, as they say, is second to none. And when you come to Dublin, Ohio for the Memorial Tournament with all those partners, we make it a memorable experience for young and old. The Memorial Tournament certainly has a large economic impact across the region, and specifically in Dublin, Ohio, from hotels, restaurants, hospitalities, shopping. All those see the economic benefit from bringing thousands of people in every day to enjoy not only a golf tournament, but a world-class city.
And that's why they call it the Dublin Way. Now, earlier this week, I had a chance to talk with Dublin's Economic Development Director, Jeremiah Gracia, and he offered some insights into the boom behind the memorial this year.
Well, the memorial is certainly a large event, not only for Dublin, Ohio, but for our region and for our state. It's a global renowned brand, and with someone like Jack Nicklaus behind it, we are proud that he calls the memorial home. But more importantly, we're able to showcase all the great things that we do the other 364 days of year as we prepare for the first day of festivities for the memorial.
I've heard the number $35 million a year, Jeremiah, in terms of the revenue that is generated, the dollars being spent. When you look at that number, tell me the categories. I mean, are we talking hotels, hospitality? What's the laundry list of where that money's going?
It's all those things, right? So obviously you're bringing folks in and they're selling out our hotels for the week, and as well as dining and enjoying the Bridge Park and historic Dublin and all that Dublin has to offer. But more importantly, as a regional impact, when folks go to dinner even downtown or even far out west to Marysville and east to New Albany and Westerville, and we understand our global impact, and that number can be hard to put a finite number on, but one thing we do know, everybody knows when the memorial is here. They feel it, they see it, and if you're a business owner in the hospitality industry, you definitely understand the benefits of it for that week.
historically looking back, the memorial 1976, so we're celebrating 50 years this year. How do you think this tournament has helped create the Dublin of today?
Well, 50 years ago, actually going back, Jack will tell you even 50, maybe call it 55 years ago or so, when the land was originally looking to be developed into what is now Muirfield Village, that was really set the tone for what Dublin has grown into over those last 50 years. One of the things that I find the most rewarding is seeing the changes in the venue, the guest experience, the community experience, all the additional things that we get to enjoy as a region and as a city. Things like Forefest, things like the 4 Miler, and all the other extra additions that put that signature touch on the memorial each and every year.
And when you look around just the town itself, you said you've been there 10, 11 years. You've seen that kind of a visitor experience getting up-leveled. What about just for people who live in Dublin, that grew up in Dublin? I've heard from so many people that, the boomtown of the memorial's effect on where they live, that's humongous.
It is, and they're proud to talk about where their hometown is or where they're from, and when they talk about the memorial. In fact, I'll tell you a story. I was overseas on a business trip, and I was wearing a memorial polo, and this gentleman at the World Expo in Osaka, Japan, saw my memorial shirt, and he said to me, "Hey, you're from Ohio?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "I grew up in Westerville." I said, "Well, you recognize my shirt." And he made it a point to call me out as I was walking through with, tens of thousands of other people at this World Expo. And he saw my memorial logo and recognized it.
Do you feel that when an event of this size gives people reason to not only want to bring their families maybe back to Dublin or Central Ohio, but then maybe, as kids grow up, want to stay here, have jobs here, and not go anywhere else when you have such a high caliber event like the memorial?
Yes. And in fact, when you talk to those folks that are making those decisions for their families now, or have sort of boomerang back, come back to the sort of this boomtown area, right? The reality is they understand what the memorial means now, that may have gone to live other places for some time, but now when they come home, they really realize what it is and what Jack has built here, what the memorial does for this community.
What other factors do you think are really creating this boom that we are seeing right now in Dublin? I mean, I feel like every day there's a new press release coming out about something big and something new coming to the city.
I think, the most important piece that we can do as a community is be thoughtful and be proactive in infrastructure planning, right? And so we understand that the growing metropolitan areas need quality infrastructure, and we do a great job here in Dublin, not only building new infrastructure, but maintaining it long-term so that we can host world-class events like the memorial. The other thing that I would say is that we are a well-diversified economy that, whether, again, you are a golfer or not, you want to go experience what the Memorial Tournament in Muirfield Village has to offer. And I'm always shocked by talking to first-time attendees during the Memorial Week, and they say, "Wow, I've never been here before, and there is no other place like it." And we say, "You're absolutely right. There is no other place like this." And we've all been to great places, and they know when they arrive in Dublin, whether it's Memorial Week or any other week, they know they've arrived to a special place, and we're proud to keep that up over the decades.
It's a great badge of honor, the house that Jack built. Thank you, Jeremiah. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Angela.
I do want to bring in my colleague Jeff Hogan now to offer his perspective. So welcome to This Week in Boomtown.
Thank you. Good to be back. Yes.
Glad to have you with us. All right, so Jeff, you've been to the memorial countless times. You covered it for sports, for news. You were a spectator. I mean, just I feel like you've been part of the memorial tournament for a better half of their 50 years. Sorry.
That just makes me old, that's all. No,
Seasoned.
Yeah, I've been, I guess now you look back at it, I've been covering it since the 1900s. But late 1900s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been a joy, really, one of the hardest work weeks, but one of the most fun weeks that you
Sure.
can have, leading up through, all the decades that
Yeah.
we've seen and all the chains that we've seen around, because it's just grown.
So what did you see from the sidelines? Like as someone covering it for just the pure sport of it, the attention of it, like how did you see it grow from really maybe the early 2000s when it started to really gain some steam?
Well, it grew not just in participation of folks coming to the event. The purses grew, that
Yes.
brought attention from the PGA Tour and the players, of course. And you put Jack's name next to anything, and it has a pretty good chance to succeed.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what happened all along, from the early days through the Tiger Woods era and through, where it is current day. The game's in a good place, and it's an elevated event that's part of it.
Yeah, and I feel like just me being here for 25 years or so, like the Tiger Woods years really feel like the pinnacle of the Memorial Tournament, but I feel like it's gone, the attention kind of swayed, but now it's going back up again.
Right, and I guess ebbs and flows of business and how things are done, but also in the PGA Tour and viewership and participation. And it's been through a lot. We've been through a lot. The world has been through a lot in all those years. Tiger, that was a heyday. That was the boom of golf at that time. And it just exploded. Everybody wanted to play. Everybody wanted a piece of the action and part of it. And, he took it all by storm and, had fans, had all the things that come with that, including the growth of the game and the growth of the Memorial Tournament, the growth of Dublin coincided with all of it. But, economic swings, we saw ups and downs. We saw housing development swings,
Absolutely.
bad things for sponsors, uncertainty in the markets and things like that. The economy struggling, COVID went through all those things. So through all those ups and downs, survived.
It really did. It really did. And I think for any business, even through those ups and downs, any way to be connected to the Memorial was kind of a chip on your shoulder to say, hey, we are connected in some way, whether it's sponsorship, whether we had a house that was right along one of the fairways or whatever, that was a coveted place to be when it talks about grooming your business, growing your business to the whole world.
Well, I wonder how many business deals are done during those 5 days with the practice round and the tournament when people are out there just rubbing elbows with other business folks. And really the sponsors, it was two angles to it with the sponsors. Do we serve our clients by, when the market is terrible like it was and the swings that we went through at certain points in all those years, do we bail and tell our customers that that's not good money spent in that direction? Or do you go the other way and say, this is where our people are and this is what we want to be involved in, and they've proven that this is what they like as well. So we're staying in and we're doubling down on it. And that's what happens at some of these houses that you see around the course. Certainly, Workday. What is Workday? The Memorial Tournament sponsored by Workday. It's a cloud-based software company in California.
Right.
Hey.
But now their name
fits.
is everywhere
It
because
fits.
and to be associated with the 50th anniversary of this amazing tournament is in of itself a coup. Let's talk about, just for people living here, when you talk about Dublin, people say, oh, isn't that where they hold the memorial? You lived in Dublin for so many years. What was it like, and how often did you hear Dublin and the memorial together in the same sentence?
Intertwined.
Yeah.
All the time. You can't drive around anywhere without seeing the signage, especially this week when a tournament week and you drive around. I mean, everything was up weeks ago.
Yes.
But it's all connected. A lot of it is connected to the Memorial Tournament, and rightfully so. And it's a badge of honor for the folks who live in and around Dublin for that. But people come in droves, and it's on their calendar. It's circled. This is what I'm wearing all 4 days, and I don't care if it rains. I'm going out, and this is what it's going to be.
I have my wedges, and I picked them out a year ago.
Everything, but you go back to local joints, hangouts, the Bogey Inn, not there anymore. Rest in peace. The
Great memories.
Bogey.
Great
Yeah, but
memories.
now Bridge Park.
Yes.
Think about that. You talk about Boomtown. Bridge
And
Park
Forfest.
is just exactly. It
Forfest.
is the home of all the after parties. But all those restaurants and businesses and the growth and the hotels that are now right there. It's all part and parcel to connection to the memorial.
What I love about it, though, is also the giving back, right? When you talk about the growth from where it started in 1976 to today, there's always been that charitable component that I think the Nicholas has always wanted, and you've been able to see that firsthand.
100%. They were never going to do anything that wasn't connected to charity. And the PGA Tour, by and large, doesn't do a whole lot that's not connected to charity. And you think about, these guys are making millions of dollars to not win every week. Only one does. But the amount of money that goes back into local economies and the amount of money that goes toward local charities in all PGA Tour events, not just this, but Nationwide Children's Hospital. You think about the millions of dollars that have been put directly into their care. This is a fantastic community event, community connection to that. And we can gripe all we want about guys making millions of dollars hitting the golf ball around the course, but we still go, we still watch, we still support it, attend it, and our community still benefits from it.
We do. And to be able to say we are the hosts of this tournament for the past 50 years, right? I mean, there's no other place that can hold a tournament like this.
Well, there's only a handful of events on the PGA Tour now, the way things are structured, that get that elevated status. And if you play in the other non-elevated tours, it's a $10 million purse that they're splitting between all the players, and all the elevated events are $20 million or more. And it's one of them. It'll always be one of them.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much for joining us here on This Week in Boone. I love your perspective, because I think that as we talk about growth in Central Ohio, I mean, you've had a front row seat to it for so many years, and being back here now, being able to see where we are going is probably pretty neat.
It's so cool to come back and see home again, but also then to drive around and see, well, that wasn't there, and this wasn't here, but all the beautiful bones are still in place, and it's just kind of filling in around it with necessary items now with the people that are around.
Well, appreciate you joining us. I'll see you on the 19th hole.
Pleasure. I'll be there waiting for you.
Hole in one. We leave you today with this, an amazing look inside the Billy Ireland Cartoon Library and Museum at Ohio State. It reopened this month after a 6-month renovation. The reopening also unveils a major new exhibition by Chris Ware, a widely celebrated American cartoonist and graphic novelist. And Columbus is the only U.S. stop presenting his collection of work, featuring these immersive installations that are specifically for the Billy Ireland Gallery here in Columbus. So you can check this out yourself through January 3rd. But there's also a new permanent exhibition exploring this. Look at this, more than 400 years of comics and cartoon art. And when you talk about Boom, wow, the museum's archives contain over 300,000 original cartoons, 45,000 books, 67,000 comic books, and get this, 2.5 million comic strip clippings. Pretty neat. If you have questions related to Central Ohio's rapid growth, we would love to hear from you. Just text us at 614-460-3345. And if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. You can always drop a question right there in the comment section as well. Thanks so much for watching This Week in Boomtown. I'm Angela Ann. We'll see you again next week.